I was born in a small village in Eastern Europe, a decade and a half after the end of World War II. I had the ambition to become a great surgeon, but then I realized that my village needed me. So I became a family doctor. That was a fortune.
I have a story. Once it was necessary to treat a wound from a splinter, this is an easy manipulation. You need to disinfect the place and let the wound dry. But traditional healers who use plants as medicine decided to treat the splinter with plants. The wound closed and the consequences was not very good. The wound gone septic.
Over the years, I have encountered epidemics of tuberculosis, typhoid, and other deadly diseases. I persuaded the villagers to get vaccinated. I remember every patient. In my office at home, there is a file cabinet filled with their stories. Each one is unique. Now, I don't see myself living anywhere else but my village. I have become one with it.
So the problem is that biomedicine is accessible not for everyone. Because of money, because of long distance from cities, and sometimes because of traditions you cannot challenge. Still, some of them prefer traditional medicine over biomedicine. But we must remember that our world and opportunities can be bigger than we used to see. Traditional medicine helped our people for 1,000 years, but now we need new solutions.
It is sad now to see doctors who only work for the sake of profit. It didn't used to be like this. But I'm very happy to see a new generation of doctors, paramedics, and nurses who are committed to their jobs. They use new technologies which speed up diagnosis and treatment, where in the past it could have taken weeks or even months. Even with this new technology, though, and a new style of communication, I'm glad to see that doctors work together and care about each other.
Some countries still need really qualified doctors to work in provincial central hospitals. Me and my fellow students decided to help through talk. We have negotiations with doctors from Europe and invite them to work here. We just want to provide modern solutions for everyone, because everyone deserves affordable medicine.
After all I've gone through in my life, I believe that only kindness and love for your patients can save the world.
Everything is data. Even our DNA is made up of lines of code. Since university, I've been mesmerized by this fact. And unlike medicine, where you need to interact directly with patients, in data science or artificial intelligence technologies based on machine learning, you work only with data from field professionals.
Did you know that approximately over 115,000 women in Latin America are being diagnosed with breast cancer? 37,000 of them die each year. One of the main reasons why this happens is lack of awareness. Of course, as many other women, I didn't know much about it.
Thanks to these technologies, we can make the diagnosis process much faster, like in seconds. We can quickly determine the risk of developing diseases and even predict cancer. We call it data-driven medicine. We tell people what to do based on data. It can detect patterns so that clinicians can tailor the most effective treatments to individuals.
Realizing I was given a chance to survive after 12 brutal chemo and complex hormonal sessions, when I finally got into remission, I just couldn't fight the urge to contribute and create awareness around this delicate topic.
Today, as a healthcare worker, I am thrilled by the possibilities that these technologies can bring to all of us. And I believe that learning new tools, being open-minded to new technologies in a vastly changing world, is the key to helping the healthcare community move forward and develop. My goal is to make these technologies accessible for everyone, regardless of their backgrounds or location.
So, I gathered my fellow breast cancer survivors, friends, relatives, partners, colleagues, and all together, we created a local support community. Now, we plan to collaborate with other breast cancer foundations all over Latin America. This contribution of ours is a pure expression of love and care. We want to make sure that women across the country are fully aware of the importance of regular checkups, mammograms, and know the early signs of breast cancer, as it can be prevented and cured only if diagnosed on early stages.
To drive the processes forward, me and my colleagues develop programs that help accelerate the penetration of AI technologies in healthcare. We're excited to watch the results, and sometimes it feels like we're moving mountains.
It was the scariest part of my life, and it turned into a beautiful journey, where I've learned that unity, love, and support conquer it all.
How to launch a successful medical startup? It's a good that you're asking me. For several years, our developers and doctors had been doing everything. We developed a system for kids to prevent the decay, special meals for elder people, and even system for diabetics. All these startups were not successful for various reasons, from doing a necessary product to fake investors. After a few years of failure, we are all burned out.
It's kind of a personal story, and it's really hard to talk about it now. But sometimes we have to push ourselves to help others, right? Isn't that what doctors do? It wasn't my first patient. It wasn't even my 10th, even my 100th. As I remember it really clearly now, it was just your average evening in the hospital. I had to see a patient in A&E. Her name was Ellen.
When our team was exhausted, everyone happened to go to treat their own problems. Me and another co-founder decided to take a break. It was too difficult to retain talents, so we broke the whole team up.
To me, it seemed that my diagnosis and the treatment I administered would be sufficient. She was under our supervision. It was completely as intended, and her recovery was textbook. She felt better. It was a win. So I sent her home, and you know what? I felt really good. And that's when I made my first mistake. I sent her home. Name someone who dies, you never forget. Time and time again, I rethink it, and I think about it. I think about it all the time. I've tried to forget it. I even considered leaving the profession. But all I've done is work myself almost to breaking point. The wound just did not heal. Years later, I found myself in depression. And only after therapy with a psychologist did I really understand what I needed.
After 3 months of self-cultivation, we met in a bar and understood that there are plenty like us, and everyone just wants to be productive and healthy. It became our new hypothesis. We have designed an app which helps everyone measure level of stress, track the performance or new diet or workout duration. And fortunately, it worked.
I want doctors to be more respected. I mean, I think we already are. But what if society really needs a new medical culture? One where doctors are not afraid to hesitate in asking for psychological help. A culture where this is perfectly normal. So, we launched a service for doctors. The service where they can register and they can get help from psychologists. You see, just like everybody, all people in all professions, doctors need help and access to a wide range of support. Doctors are superheroes, but even superheroes make mistakes. So my goal is to help doctors share their experiences and, support those who are afraid to admit their mistakes.
Even our health and team spirit came back. I believe that our experience will help those who is losing their hope. Never ever give up.
I've tried to forget it. I even considered leaving the profession. But all I've done is work myself almost to breaking point.
I worked for 30 years of my life. I saw that, I saved lives, that's what's important.
Traditional medicine helped our people thousands years, but now we need new solutions.
Actually, I believe there'll be more like us and we'll do it more efficiently together.
All these startups were not successful for various reasons.
Where I've learned that unity, love, and support conquer it all.